Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the weekend in 7th of December 2024. Britain feels Darragh's rage. Gregg leaves the BBC stage after causing outrage, especially with women of a certain age. Starmer endeavours to turn a new page. Syria rebels on the rampage. Something seems to rattle Yoon's cage, and from his government he becomes disengaged. Hunter Biden's pardon has many enraged, from what we can gauge. At the end of the week, Britain was left storm-torn by Darragh, about whom we'd been well forewarned. Flash flooding, hurricanes, widespread power cuts. This is global warming, no ifs, no buts. The week began with a storm of a different sort. For the BBC, things again becoming fraught. In the dock of the public opinion court, in a media storm, the Beeb once more caught. Their master chef has now got out of the kitchen. Gregg, a TV star, but not Michelin, felt the heat of Auntie about to be ditching him, 'cause some women were brave enough to snitch on him. Gregg's humour and ideas are from a bygone age, when smut and sexual innuendo were the rage. Apologists say he's just your regular bloke, a bloke with a dirty joke to get the woke stoked. And women folk were having to keep feelings choked after it seems many years of being provoked. But at last their silence has been broken, and several women have finally spoken. Then on Sunday the MasterChef host, bold and brash, issued an Instagram post, a PR car crash. Rather than showing a bit of basic humility, he appeared to demonstrate rank stupidity. Contrition or silence was required at this stage, but our Gregg chose instead to cause more outrage, saying the complaints, as far as he could gauge, were from middle-aged women of a certain age. He then tried some reconciliation instead, with a message meant to put the whole thing to bed. He said that as the allegations had spread, it had really started to mess with his head. He didn't like what he'd read, and so he saw red. All too little too late, though, to rescue his cred. The BBC, aware of their social obligation as the voice and conscience of the nation, fairly quickly showed that they were on it. And on Christmas Day they'll still have Wallace, but only with Gromit. Since the second coming of Trump was known, winds of change across our planet have blown, normal world service apparently being crippled by America's post-election ripples. Is it the Trump effect, or just coincidence, causing a series of international incidents? In Russia, bad Vlad has acted even more mad, giving Ukraine the worst onslaught it's so far had. And in the Middle East, a strange phenomenon, a tenuous peace, still persists in Lebanon. And is it the Orange One's effect at play that has Germany's government in disarray? And this week the government in Paris fell when PM Barnier's budget didn't go down well. The Parliament all but told him to go to hell, and Barnier got the message from what we can tell. He immediately gave in his resignation, leaving Macron to address the whole French nation. And the day before, on Tuesday afternoon, there was the intriguing case of President Yoon. The South Korean leader, with a left-field decision, announced immediate martial law imposition. But his attempt to exert more power failed, as the National Assembly building was assailed, and MPs had the president's plan derailed as their vote to reverse the decree prevailed. And as peace equilibrium was once more reached, thoughts turned to having the president impeached. And on Saturday it appeared that President Assad had upped sticks and fled to stay with Mad Vlad. Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS to their friends, has brought the brutal dictator's rule to an end. While the world awaits what Trump has in store, when he once more enters through the White House door, the one he's replaced is suddenly being faced with accusations of having his office debased. Even many Biden supporters taste a bad taste over the case of the man being double-faced. In June he made it clear justice must prevail. His son wouldn't be pardoned to save him from jail. Hunter Biden was found guilty of gun and tax crimes, for which he was expected to have to serve time. But it seems loyalty to his son has taken precedence as Joe activated the privilege of outgoing presidents. On Wednesday in New York, in plain sight at 6:45 and in emerging daylight, the CEO of United Healthcare was shot dead by a guy who was clearly messed up in his head. Then as quickly as he came, he was suddenly gone. A nationwide manhunt is still going on. With much strife, Starmer's government has been beset. Recently, there was a well-backed petition on the net. At least 3 million people are so upset they feel that a new snap election is their best bet. So Sir Keir decided it was time for a reset, which he delivered from the Pinewood Film Studio set. There were no U-turns or a handbrake screech in this Mission Impossible carry-on speech. He was shaken, not stirred about progress so far, reminding us what the government's priorities are. He was also clear that no targets would be set because a target's a failed promise when it's not met. Instead, he talked of milestones by which progress is checked. But unforeseen events can have best plans wrecked. Then milestones will become millstones around Labour's neck.